What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and kind of a quicker video today because it's a very big topic. It's one that hits close to home for me because the internet essentially. Did you know that basically there's a tax on the internet of 15 cents on every dollar that gets generated by half of the internet and 30 cents on the dollar for the other half? This tax exists at the Apple and Google App Store, with Apple taking 30 cents of every dollar that is generated through their platform and Android taking 15 cents. I care less about the money than I do about the political tax. The fact that there's a duopoly that prevents access to the internet. Now, I know my viewers are a little more tech savvy, a little more up on things, so they'll say, well, you can do this, that, and the other thing. Sure. But you're like the 2% in terms of technical knowledge. You're not teaching anyone else how to use Post or Mastodon or any of this other blockchain stuff. Not for a while. Not till the Gen Z gets older. And even then, I'm not sure Gen Z can figure it out based on what I see on TikTok. But Elon makes a shocking revelation, one that I had really hoped I would hear. And we're going to get into that after a super quick word from this video sponsor, Private Internet Access. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Private Internet Access. Look, it's 2022 going on 2023. If you don't have a VPN, you're missing out on a ton of benefits. Not just a more secure connection, but if you're paying for Netflix, Disney Plus, or any other streaming service, you're already getting locked out of a ton of additional content that you could be enjoying if you used a VPN. And since they've been sponsoring the channel so long, they've rolled out a massive discount for my viewers. That's right, 84% off plus 4 months free. It's $2.03 a month, 4 months free, 84% off. Private Internet Access also offers privacy on all your devices, lightning fast global server network. And look, outside of all the additional content you're going to be able to view out there using Private Internet Access, it also has a strict no logs policy. It's open source. It has state-of-the-art updates. It's instant to set up. You can put it on all of your devices, your tablet, your computer, your mobile phones. It has unlimited bandwidth and so much more. If you don't have a VPN yet, make today the day. Use my link in the description to get Private Internet Access. Start being more secure and unlock loads more. Breaking. Elon said he is open to producing a smartphone if Apple takes Twitter off the App Store. Would you buy it? Well, of course I would buy it. I mean, but I'm also a guy that is running his entire business off his internet with Starlink, who owns a Tesla, Powerwall. I mean, like, I have almost all of his products. Solar Roof still didn't make sense for me, but I considered it at least. That said, this is a major problem for democracy in general, is that our country is controlled by two apps, essentially two people on both on the same side of the aisle can freeze, stop, remove, whatever, any apps that they want to. We saw how quickly they removed Parler when they wanted to. On top of that, so many people building their apps on top of Amazon Web Services. So even if those two people agree to allow something to get through, you still have places like Amazon that can enact censorship whenever they want to. We saw that. The Parler was the test run, and it worked so shockingly well that it makes me really, really scared. Now, this via trending politics. In a tweet on Friday afternoon, Twitter owner Elon Musk suggested that he would be forced to produce an alternative phone if Apple and Android decide to take Twitter off their app store. Now, there is not another owner on the planet that could have made this statement, right? That could have issued this gauntlet. And it actually carries weight. Like, you have to understand that. Like, the days are gone. I mean, it is for me. Maybe it's not for young people as much, but like, I'm less and less interested in the new phone, the new hotness, blah, 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 blah. Like, I'd be happy to go back to a flip phone, to be honest with you. But like, if Tesla had a phone, it would probably be under SpaceX using like their partnership with T-Mobile and their partnership, I mean, obviously with Starlink. I don't think they have the bandwidth yet to open up a cell network, but he could figure it out. And I am 100% in. Quote, if Apple and Google boot Twitter from their app stores, Elon Musk should produce his own smartphone, tweeted Liz Wheeler. Half the country would happily ditch their biased, snooping iPhone and Android. The man builds rockets to Mars. A silly little smartphone should be easy. Musk responded 3 hours later saying, quote, I certainly hope it does not come to that, but yes, there is no other choice. I will make an alternative phone. He is like pulling it out and putting it on the table and saying, look, Apple, iPhone, think twice. I'm not Parler. If you remove Twitter from your store for spurious reasons, people will follow Elon. I mean, Apple obviously would be fine. Okay. They obviously have their iPad products, all these type of things. Android, fine. They would both be fine. But the cell carriers would not be fine. And that's where the pressure would come. You have like Verizon and T-Mobile and AT&T suddenly losing 100 million users. I'm pretty sure they'd apply some pressure to Google and Apple to be a little more cautious. Like, I don't think people really understand how strong of a move this is. Now, how fast could he launch it? I don't know. Like, it's tough to say. I don't understand anything about what that would take. I assume it'd actually be quicker than you think. It really would. Like, he could probably get one out if he bought existing hardware technology and just, had an OS on it. It'd probably be less than a year. Maybe sooner. I don't know. A lot of cell phones actually work on other networks, right? So he doesn't, like, Apple uses T-Mobile's servers or AT&T servers, it's satellites or whatever, right? So the more satellites Elon launches, the more likely he's able to say, all right, well, we'll just use Starlink then. Or we'll use our partnership with T-Mobile that he already has. Or, like, this is a big D move. The statement from Musk comes after speculation continues to swirl that Apple is considering taking off the Twitter off the App Store after Musk reinstated so many popular conservative accounts. App Store fees are obviously too high due to the iOS Android duopoly. Musk previously tweeted, it's a hidden 30% tax on the internet. Yeah, I 100% agree. I don't know why people keep calling it a Tesla phone. I'm pretty sure he would just use, like, he'd probably put it under SpaceX or X, because he wants to call X app, all this stuff. Like, now, granted, a triopoly isn't necessarily like leagues better than duopoly, right? We'd have 3 options, but at least we'd have a third option. And like, I don't know that like AT&T, like I don't think Verizon would be super happy with Android if they lost 50 million paying customers. You know what I'm saying? I don't think AT&T would be super happy with Apple if they lost the other 50 million. And that's just in the United States. So, I mean, the satellites, his own satellites is the key to everything. That's what I've been telling everybody about Starlink. Like, it's the key to everything. Because he'll be able to break off of this. And, like, I may not totally agree with everything he says, like, politically, but in terms of freedom of speech and in terms of, we see the same problems, right? At least with the internet. Yoel Roth, former head of trust and safety on Twitter, said in a New York Times op-ed, the social media giant risks being expelled from Apple and Google's App Store if they fail to adhere to guidelines. Well, no kidding. This is something that every journalist has failed to report. Currently, as far as I know, Twitter has not changed any of their terms of service or like agreement stuff. Twitter has not said, hey, it's a free-for-all. You can say what you want. They just said that they're going to bring back old accounts that I would, again, assume would be banned if they broke terms of service again. So that is what I'm sure, Apple iTunes Store is watching. Again, with the amount of users that it has, I don't know. This is big news. Like Gizmodo, Elon says he'll make his own phone if Apple and Google deplatform Twitter. He will. I bet you he's already thinking about it. I bet you he already has schematics or drawings or prototypes done. And this would be, again, another huge win for, this might be the whole Internet 2.0 that I've been talking about, and like Styx Hexahammer has really been talking about for much longer than me. Like, okay, we'll just have a different internet then. And you can, you can block and censor and whatever you want, your stuff. But like, I don't choose to be that. And what people don't understand is that people are like, oh, well, the camera won't be a zillion megapixels like on my iPhone. So when I take pictures of my dog, people won't be able to see the tick on his back. Okay, well, cool. You can stay with Apple. Like, people that actually view that they want competition and they want freedom of speech and they want, this kind of stuff, they're willing to take service that isn't, I'm not saying substandard, but maybe not as good, right? Maybe not perfect, and then they'll be totally happy because they'll go to sleep at night knowing that they're fighting against, they're fighting the power. These journalists have no idea how many, like, what people would be willing to deal with to be off the grid, to be free, to be able to use an app and not worry about getting banned. These journalists have been living so high on the hog for so long that they really have no idea what us plebes would be willing to fight for, to deal with. Like, I don't think I would have my heart broken if, like, I dropped a few more calls. Okay, fine. I don't know. I don't think that matters. And I think most people would agree with me. You know what I mean? Like, some people are like, oh my God. And by the way, my Verizon service ain't that great either. So it'll be interesting to see how this all shakes out. Make sure if you haven't yet, you click that red subscribe button down below. We're really building something awesome here, and it's because of all of you. So if you've made it this far in the video and you haven't yet subscribed, please consider letting today be the day I earn your subscription. We'll talk to you again real soon.